I am making Leanne Vogel's flaxseed focaccia recipe from her healthfulpursuit.com website. I will be linking that below. That way you have the full recipe for it. I love making this bread. I've made it a few times because you can make it into sandwiches or you can cut it into cubes to use for the stuffing. It's pretty versatile. And so it's flaxseed, there are some eggs and water that I put in my food processor, baking powder, avocado oil, salt, and I'm pretty sure that's about it. So it's a very simple recipe. It bakes for 20 minutes and you don't have to let it rise or anything like that. All I'm gonna do is add my eggs and my water and oil to my dry ingredients. And after I stir it up, you let it sit for 3 minutes and it'll become a little bit thicker. As you'll see there, that's the thicker consistency. And then I just put it out on some parchment paper on a flat sheet and it'll just bake like that. It's really, really easy. So while the bread is baking, I'm going to start with my other ingredients. I am putting some butter in my Dutch oven on the stove. I'm chopping up some celery, some onions, and all of that is going to be sauteed in the butter. I also will be adding some fresh parsley that I just chopped up. And then I'll be adding my spices, some rosemary. I have some ground sage, or you can use regular sage. I have some thyme, and then I'll also be doing salt and pepper. So you're just gonna let this cook until the celery and the onions are a little bit soft, and it literally will smell like Thanksgiving in your house. My husband was like, oh my gosh, like what are you making? It smells so good. So then you're going to be mixing 1 egg with some chicken stock. And don't worry, I will have the full recipe down below. That way you have all the measurements for everything. And my bread has finished coming out of the oven. I'm going to be cutting it up into pieces, adding it into my celery and onions that have been fully cooked. And then I'm going to stir in the chicken broth and egg mixture. Make sure you definitely let that soak into the bread. Stir it up, let it soak in, because you don't want to have like scrambled eggs baking on the top of your stuffing. So I put it in the oven for about 40 minutes with the lid on, and then about another 30 minutes with the lid off. If it's not crispy enough on the top, you can always broil it. So I hope that you enjoy this. Thanks for watching.